maybe once you've been in the following situation that had a friend or somebody who was very, very close to you and you really trusted this person, and then you later found out that he or she maybe talked bad about you behind your back. Maybe another situation where somebody did something disrespectful to you, maybe disrespected you in front of a group or in front of other people because he wanted to seem cooler and put you down. So today I had this situation that I was like feeling disrespected. I had the feeling like somebody was talking bad about my back, about me, and stuff, at least in my opinion, that is complete bullshit. And I thought about, okay, what is the ideal way how to react to this? What should I do in such a situation when you get like disrespected in such a way? Because what I think, okay, what most people do, how they react is first they immediately become angry, like the anger is like controlling them. And we all know, okay, anger is one of the 7 deadly sins. So it might not be the smartest way to deal with that. So what I think is the wrong way to deal with it is like to let us be guided through the emotion, right? To like the anger come up and like act through this anger and become angry and like maybe immediately fight back and like maybe yell at him or become angry. This is the wrong way, because again, deadly sin, this is not how we should act and not what's the smartest thing, because anger and force always creates a counter force and more negativity. So in my opinion, the way better thing is to, in that moment, because we of course might still have the emotion, right? We still experience the anger, but not let the anger run us. Breathe through the anger, as my mentor once told me, and try to let go of the anger, and instead of acting angry towards that person, forgive that person, because we see the innate innocence of the other person. We see that everybody truly deep down inside never has any negative intentions. They only have like positive intentions for themselves, but they don't know any better. They don't know how to act better. The person who disrespects you in front of the group might wants to raise his standard in front of the group because he said maybe has very low self-esteem. Maybe he feels the need or has the need to put him up by putting other people down. But innately he's innocent, innately he has good intentions for himself, but really doesn't think about the consequences for the other person. Ultimately, what we do when we forgive is we never forgive for the other person. What we do is we truly forgive the other person for ourselves. Because in that moment when we forgive other people, there's no anger anymore that runs us, right? Because we see, hey, okay, I forgive him, so the anger has no control over me anymore, and the negative anger cannot make me, because anger ultimately makes sick, and again is a deadly sin, and we shouldn't be guided through anger. We usually feel way better when once we have let go of the anger, once we have forgotten the other person. And I realize right now why I'm talking in the video and talking about forgiveness, that it's way easier right now for me to forgive the person that talked bad about me. Alright, this is the first part, forgiving the other person, which you ultimately do for yourself. But there's also a second part, in my opinion at least, and this is, if somebody treats you like this, if they treat you disrespectfully, then this must have consequences, right? You cannot let this happen without consequences. This could be, for example, in one case, that you, depending on what happened, right, you walk up to that person and speak to them and tell them that such behavior is not acceptable, that they will not disrespect you in general, right? You speak to them and you tell them your standpoint and you set your boundary. The other thing that you can also do is to reduce the time that you spend with those person to a minimum. That you reduce your attention that you give to that person to a minimum. Because the behavior that we accept from other people is at the same time a communication to ourselves, right? We communicate to ourselves what behavior are we accepting, how do we allow other people to treat us. And if we communicate to ourselves, okay, everything is accepted, what does this say about our self-esteem? Right? Because if we set the boundary, if we don't allow this behavior, we at the same time increase our self-esteem, because we tell the people that there's only a certain level of behavior that will be accepted. And how we view ourselves is how other people will view us. And this is also how they will treat you accordingly. And this itself is an upward spiral, because the better we view ourselves, the better we will be treated. The better we are treated, the better we will view ourselves. So this is what you have to keep in mind. This can either be like a downward spiral for you, or this can also be an upward spiral for you, depending on your initial action. Let's say there was the initial disrespect, and our initial reaction to this is not setting our boundary. What do we communicate to ourselves? We communicate, hey, okay, I'm worth being treated like shit. I'm worth being treated disrespectfully, and our inner game equals our outer game. So they will treat us even more worse in the future. But also vice versa, right? It's also an upward spiral. If you immediately set the boundary, if you communicate, okay, this cannot happen, this behavior, while at the same time not being angry, but forgive the other person, so we come from a place of power, we start the upward spiral, right? Because we communicate, hey, this is not how we are treated. Treat me better, or don't talk to me at all, don't treat me at all, and we only keep people in our social circle that treat us well, we realize, okay, we only receive positive feedback from the world, which increases the self-esteem. And then people will treat us according to that. And this is an upward spiral. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you learned something out of this, especially if some people might disrespect you sometime. Then this might be helpful for everybody who's new to the channel. My name is Dennis, and some years ago I committed myself to achieve all of my goals and dreams. Everything will be documented here on this YouTube channel, right? The upsides, the downsides, the in-betweens, the learnings that I make on this journey, for example, like today. So if this is interesting, you can consider subscribing, and then we might see each other in the next video. Thanks for watching, and now let's take some action.